Welcome to the Burnt Store Isles Canal Advisory Committee meeting, September 9th, 2025. Please silence your phones. And could we have the roll call, please?
Yes. Ian Milne.
Here.
Rick Darty.
Here.
Stuart Griffin-Bird.
Here.
Matthew Ferrara.
Here.
Michael Petroff.
Here.
With that, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Anybody have any announcements? Next meeting is October 14th. Any conflicts there? Okay. Public comments. Anyone wishing to address the Burnt Store Isles Canal Advisory Committee on any subject may do so at the appropriate time during the meeting. Those who choose to speak must state their name for the record. Each person will be allowed to speak up to a maximum of 3 minutes. Rich Bevac is going to give us some of his thoughts on boat canopies, and I've asked him to wait until after we go through the historical data. And I'll recognize you at that time. All right, approval of the minutes. Everybody's certainly had an opportunity to read over the minutes from our July 8th meeting. Anybody have any comments, changes, additions? Then I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to accept?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Now we're going to do the finance report. The expenditure reports are on pages 8 and 9. The revenues are on page 10. Mark, do you do that?
That is correct. Good afternoon. Mark Storm, Canal Maintenance Supervisor. So let's start with page 8 there. Anything on our expenditure report for, I think it's through August. Anything on the general, page 10? Okay. Moving on, we can go to the next one that's
I
dealing.
had a question on mangrove trimming.
Yes.
I didn't see any out on the rim canal this year. Is there, what is the schedule like? Is it just,
I'll give you an update right now. They completed last week, so it's all been trimmed and everything.
Yeah.
So
If
I
I
made
could,
the billings already. So
Mike Petroff, I did see them out there. As a matter of fact, I did speak to them when they were out there. It probably was a month ago.
Yeah.
And they were, because I ride by there every day. They were there pretty much every day I saw them.
just over a week or week and a half about,
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yep.
they got all the perimeter and also the one side to lock on the north side because we
Oh.
cleared everything out on the south side out.
All right.
Okay. Anything with needing to know on maintenance revenue report, page 10, which deals with the FEMA and disaster relief.
I don't have anything on that.
Nope, I don't either.
No.
All righty, that's closed.
Page 12, budget utilization.
All right, on page 12, well, the answer's yours, Stuart. That's one of my main notes right there. Mangrove trimming, contract complete, the 2 work areas for the salves, so that's done. No progress with seawall replacement or FEMA Irma riprap. That little expenditure from the FEMA riprap was dealing with maintenance and warranty work from MCG's contractor work, follow up, and along with the inspection, CEI work. So that little bit came out of there. That monies was in there for anything with the FEMA disaster mangrove. So that didn't come through before I printed this, but that 28 should be exhausted. So that'll be all paid up in full before the new year. No dredging, and then inlet widening, that's complete. We're under the warranty stage, going through that, and no new additional to permit renewals as of this time. Any questions with those items?
No.
Okay. And I mentioned already on the yearly program, so the packet's in here, but it's TBD to be determined. But we're not doing any progress in the, well, 10-1's our physical year, start the 26th, so we won't be back in there until our next go around the new season. So we have contract out for solicitation, so hopefully we get those bids back by 10-1 latest, sometime get it out in mid to late October, and then we can get moving where they're going to be and how many barges, what's the whole scenario. Because right now we really don't. We got one barge working and he's in PGI. So getting the severes. You have one severe with Maltese, and we've been talking and dealing with him. So he knows the stages and where we're at, so he understands.
Okay.
Okay? The mediums, no real fall-ins, it's cracking and just a little movement, and low, of course, is just from our evaluation of the assessment. So you've got cracking and maybe some scaling, if you want to call it, on the seawall itself and the cap. So not real cracking or breaking loose. So we're in good shape. Of these 9 spots, let's see. 8, I guess. I thought I had 9. Sorry. Clear with that then?
Yep.
Okay. All the big. Are your guys' sheets blank as well?
You're looking at the canal maintenance permits by staff, right?
Yeah, we don't have any there.
Pardon me?
I don't have any there clear.
On page 16, I've got 4 different descriptions. I think you got ahead of us, Mark.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah.
If you back up a page, I think you'll see it.
Yep.
Yeah, because the blank page is
Black page is the next one.
Yeah, blank page is page 18.
the 18,
Page
yeah.
16.
That's where I was seeing the blank pages at, yeah.
Yeah, but.
And it's our reports for
Just go back to 16.
inlet.
Go back to
There you go.
16, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I know I gave them to her. This isn't anything that I'm 828, the last 4 or 5 on here, but nothing's came through my office to review.
Okay.
Just updates here, some things we were dealing with. No further on permits. So looking at 17, right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
on page 17.
They're blank.
Well, 18 is blank.
18 is blank.
I pulled up our last meeting's capital improvement program, just to have something to talk from. And you've already mentioned that the lock widening is into a warranty period now, right?
Ah, dang it. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, they're all blank.
Did we ever get an answer on, like, when we were talking about the grass? Or
Yeah, I was just about
I
to.
did take some notes, luckily, so.
Okay.
All right, you're right. You did bring it up last July
July.
meeting, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 is also blank. Each blank.
Yeah, so they should have covered the 3 main projects. So the inlet and the BSI widening corner kind of pinch points.
Yep.
And then the third was the land.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think the question
So-
was, how's the grass?
So the grass or slash weeds got mowed last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday. They were green.
It's great, yeah. Great.
But I haven't went and revisited after the mow. I meant to go today to get a chance, but Have you guys been there recently? What's it?
Yeah,
I looked at it.
Is it even green looking or?
yeah, it's very green looking.
Great.
As a matter of fact, the opposite side as well is
Coming.
50%
Yeah, it was
green.
dead.
It's all weeds, it's not grass.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was some remaining budgets. It's only like 20K. It's minimal, but not enough to resod or have a contractor come in there and redo that. I don't think that's really the necessary step and professionally. But didn't take this round. I think the good sod isn't gonna work. Maybe we look at a seed option if it's really needed, or what's your prerogative for that?
My suggestion might be a little fertilizer.
Oh.
You know, I can put a bag of fertilizer in my yard, and my lawn cutting guy curses me for the next 6 months. So,
Can't do it now.
It's coming up, isn't
Yeah,
it? Can you do
whatever
it
you
next
can.
month, something like that?
End of September.
We could walk our dogs.
End of November or
September.
September? Okay, thought it was coming up.
Again.
Oh, fertilizing it, okay, yeah.
So let me try that, no problem.
Yeah,
And
Might be
there
a-
is somewhat of a dry mix kind of seed. I mean, it's fairly cheap just to throw some out there
yeah,
to
you can do
seed.
that,
But, because we just mow with weed eaters, push mower. And before it used to be maybe 3 times a year, right around there, 3 or 4, depending on the type of season. But I only got the one time this year, so.
yeah.
All right, I'll look at fertilizer. That's good go. And a seed mix, possibly.
I haven't been out there, but didn't we been there recently? Did they reinstall
So-
those mirrors yet?
I think we left on the corner widening with needing an update where we were with consultant. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Were the mirrors reinstalled?
No.
They weren't. Because I haven't been out there in a little bit, so I wasn't sure if it was done, that's why I was just asking.
So the intention on the project was lowering that site visibility and widening for sight. So the mirrors were that for the tightness of the channel, and then you could see up through there. So now you can see around. I didn't see any real need for replacement of the mirrors.
Oh,
They were
because-
broken. Came off the piles there at the dock. So
Because the last meeting,
it's-
what was it, Julio said they were.
That was
they were
brought up.
supposed to go back in, I thought, so, all right,
I think I did read that he confirmed that he'd go up, but I
Yeah.
told him no.
okay.
But because of the project intention of doing the inlet south. If we're okay with that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Aye.
I mean, if something comes up, definitely let me know or shoot me an email. Okay, so let's jump to the widening or the corner pinch points.
yeah.
So that did I got it here, we got with procurement, we got a PO out, and then we're dealing with review now of all the feasible study stuff that's in this document. So deliverables, a timeline, personnel to be assigned, kind of a breakdown of task and other milestones to get accomplished. So that's kind of our objective moving forward with the amount of money for this year to tackle this, get it in sync, and then hopefully through the year we can lock down where we're going with construction in
Terrific.
26. Okay?
It's good.
And I do need to go out and get updated photos because they were 2016 in this packet. So I have the pinch points. I'll get right back to it as these.
Okay.
So we have one clear down to the south, Tristy Drive, and then you got one at the lock, and 1, 2, 3 going over to Tamiami Trail. I don't have a name on the other one. Turin, St. Florid, and DeLucia? Is that right? Close enough?
DeLuca?
DeLucia?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So how many corners are we talking about now, Mark?
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 total.
5, okay.
So 4 at the top
Yeah,
and 1 down
One down
south.
low.
Yep. I think it's a pretty tight pinch point there for the
yeah.
get around for seawall maintenance
Yeah.
and stuff for you. Okay.
Mark, can you
Perfect.
send us a status update via email?
Certainly.
Thank you. On the corner widening
Okay.
and probably the land acquisition too, since we don't have that as well.
I will get it all to the group. Thank you. And then, so, can I go to land one brief for you? Okay. Get through my notes here on this. So a quick photo will show we're still looking at the top like 3.5, 4 acres. So that kind of area there, it was sold and the land went through, but we're dealing with procurement as contacted and getting with the new owner about the possibility of that
Good.
top corner, whatever.
Yes.
So until we hear back from that, that was the latest, just this, I think it was on Friday we were reaching out. So we didn't get nothing yesterday or today yet, but we'll reach again here in a day or two and find out. And then I'd love to give you quick updates on that. I'm waiting a month. Is that something group would like to hear?
I know as far as I'm concerned,
You
That's
bet.
my number one
Mr.
priority.
Daughtry, I know.
yeah, they're dirty, yeah. But I mean, this is, to me, the corners can be done at any time. They really can, because it's mangroves.
Mhm.
There's no pressure. I mean, we want to get them done, obviously, so we get the barges around.
Mhm.
But number one is that lot, if somebody starts to develop, it's gone forever. And then we're,
Got a staging area.
yeah, I mean,
we
the staging area.
That,
we're-
that's a
so-
prime
Yeah.
staging,
Yeah,
yep.
and right
Yeah,
now,
we're
to
on
me,
options.
that corner up there, it makes the most sense, you know, it has everything. And,
Agreed.
you know, I hate to not take
Not-
advantage of the opportunity right now.
Mhm.
So, I recognize that it's gonna cost us some money, that's a given.
Yep.
But at this point in time, anything else is gonna cost a whole lot more. And, so, as far as I'm concerned, personally, that's number one priority. Far and above, the corners,
Okay.
anything else that's out there.
We'll put number one for land, then
Yes.
the corners.
Yeah,
I think you said that previously.
yes, I say it every time.
Every time.
I've been saying it for
But
the
you
past
definitely
year,
got
Mark.
staff support. We're moving towards that
Well,
way.
that's just,
Director and
Yeah.
engineering and
yeah,
myself,
yeah,
yeah.
I just,
Gary was big support of it
Yeah.
as well, so
yeah,
I'm right there with you guys. I
Okay.
want to see this
You know,
go
that's-
through one way or another.
yeah. That's just where I'm at on this whole thing.
And the public, I mean, your citizen base and the BSA community, I mean, happen to do a stage lot, and then to have that
Yeah.
complaints and the, you know, that type of work right next door to you, you got this designated area, everything's
You know,
focused
trucks
from
down
there.
41,
Yep, they
you
stay
know,
out
they stay
there.
out of the neighborhood.
You just have sod people or come in, or the cap and form crew or something, yeah, minor, smaller equipment. So that's the intention.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Please keep us informed.
definitely. Alrighty.
If somebody sneezes, I would like to know.
Okay.
You can skip me on that one.
Now,
Moving
some comes down the information highway, I'll get it to you. Thank you.
All right, moving on, Mark. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm taking yours.
Well, I noticed that the gavel was a little closer to you this time.
Is it scooting over?
There's,
Well, even though those were blank, we got through them. Great.
okay, so there are no master permit.
I don't have any master permitting with that because these three were already in there and part of the capital improvement side of things. Yep, not for master.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Okay.
We're going to move into general business now. Staff has given us some historical data on the discussion of boat canopies.
Yeah.
Now, if you've gone through those minutes, you'll see that there's more discussion about the assisted mooring thing than there is on boat canopies. So, Alex, you weren't going to lead us through any discussion on this, were you? Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll just kind of summarize what I read in each one of these. The first one was a city council meeting, November 6, 2019. And Nancy Prafke was the mayor at that time, and she said that somebody had discussed structural boat covers. I think what she's referring to there is what we call the boat canopies.
Yeah, boat campers, yeah.
Yeah, the canopy assist system
Yeah.
or whatever it is,
Yeah. And then there's some discussion here with the other council members, some of them voicing their objections. The city lawyer advised that that would take a big change in the Chapter 6. And some said they just disagreed with it.
Yeah.
The next one was a Punta Gorda Isles Canal Advisory Committee meeting on March 16th, 2020. And this is just a general discussion on moorings. I didn't see anything there. And the last paragraph, it says, consensus of the committee was to move forward with allowing structural boat covers with the same subject to permitting. Okay, that was PGI in March 16th, 2020.
Right.
March 10th, 2020.
You
That
missed
was-
June 9th?
You missed
June
June
9th
9th.
is the next one.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not in, chronological order.
June 9th is put in out of order. That's why
Oh,
I
yeah.
called March 10th was the next one.
Oh, okay.
Good catch.
Yeah, that was just not.
I stay up late at night reading this stuff. So anyway, Rick was on the committee back then, and that was pretty much a discussion about mooring cover assist systems. And Bill Drummond was there, and of course, as you'll see in the history, that's all been approved,
Been approved, yes.
Yes.
and the amendment to Chapter 6 went through. And I guess Drummond has
Bill's got it,
yeah.
sure does.
Okay, another one on the June 9th, basically the same, mostly the discussion of the mooring cover assist system. And I think somewhere in here, Rick says that the community was happy with the mooring cover assist system as long as there weren't any canopy type systems allowed. And that is on the page 29, down at the bottom there. The next one is another city council meeting, September 23rd.
Let me go back there just a little bit here.
Oh, you're gonna,
Well, I said it's expressing concern structural components of the device might protrude from the front or back of the vessel. That was what I had gotten at the
Okay.
time from people I talked to, is the canopies were less of a problem than if they stuck out beyond the existing boat lifts and docks and everything. And that's so, they're saying, as long as you keep it within
Confines.
the confines of the boat lift or the dock that you now have, they were mostly okay with that. They just didn't want it sticking out away from their docks.
well, I guess that
Clarification.
last sentence they attributed to you was confusing to me. It sounds like people were happy with the mooring assist system as long as the canopy type systems were not allowed.
Yes.
That's what I was really. All right, city council meeting, September 23rd, 2020, first reading of the proposed change to Chapter 6. And that was pretty much discussion.
Is that rain?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Get things wet.
yeah, that's right.
Close your T-top.
Okay, so not much there. I think the next meeting, October 7th, 2020, is where they approved to change Chapter 6. And this is where it allows mooring cover assist systems. But it didn't pass unanimously.
No.
Kerry and Matthews voted against it. But right now it's on the books. So basically, they gave us this information to generate a discussion here in the committee about boat canopies, though I don't see a lot of discussion of boat canopies in the historical data. This is the point where I'm going to call on Rich Bevac to come up and
Well,
do.
I feel that's fine. I think it also came up because we had asked how this ended up being a prohibited thing in the first place. We had asked the history
Yeah.
of it, and this really isn't the
No.
history of how it ended up in the city code originally. It's just previous discussions about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, So we still don't know why it was in there originally. Okay.
Let's have Rich come up and,
Yeah.
you got the timers there, Alex?
Rich Bevac, and let me just review what I have. I oppose the changing of Chapter 6, Article 2. This has been discussed in 2020, and this is what I read from some of those notes, and I looked at the video. I don't know if you have or not, but what I found out that in the canopies, it was voted against because hurricane issues, obstruction of views, and it cannot be enforced or maintained. So that's different from that's what I saw in the information that I went through the video. That I think I sent that to you, I'm not sure. Then I refer to Ms. Berry, zoning official, has stated that staff has limited resources and did not have the capacity to handle permitting, enforcement, or inspection of canopies. Mr. Storm says that the city has a unique situation where we own our own seawalls, and knowing canopies would create an additional liability when repairs are needed. Boat canopies will totally change the looks of our canals. We have a gentleman that wrote me a note from Marco Island and said they did exactly the same thing. They went through it numerous years. They changed it. They hate it now. They say they were disappointed because people did not maintain what they had. The first couple of years was great, and he's moved here. His name is Mr. Peoples. So under those circumstances, boat canopies will, totally change the look. I'm sorry. A power mooring cover, as you know, has been voted on in lieu of the canopies and was approved because of Mr. Drummond. And that was a safety reason. So my response to the whole situation is this has been gone through before. So I don't see any reason why the Canal Committee here should advise or recommend changing the ordinance as it stands right now. We've had it since probably the starting of time. I know you wanted more information on that. I tried to find something, but it wasn't there. So the developers were the ones, we assume, that put this in position. My point is, why do we need to change this? And I know people wanted these, but we don't want to be Cape Coral or Sarasota. Look at the photos. This has been aged canopies, and this is what's happening to could happen to us. So I pose, and hopefully you'll use that as a judgment, not for your personal benefit, but for the benefit of our community and the look of our canal system.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions?
No, not me.
No.
Thanks, Rich.
Yep. Thank you.
Did he keep it in 3 minutes?
Pretty darn close.
Yeah,
Is there a timer? I don't even know.
Yeah,
we didn't,
close enough.
Wait, I got a little.
Yeah.
okay. So, like Matt was saying, this was not the historical data that we had asked for. And I asked Alex about whether City Council was looking for some sort of a decision from us that is different than that we've proposed before, and she said no. This was just to generate further discussion. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up?
Nope.
We've already made our recommendation to City Council that it should be opened up to a vote of a more general population than just the 5 of us. So I think we'll stick with that if you guys were okay with that.
Go with that.
Okay.
Probably needs to be.
Well, that brings us down to proposed bylaws review.
For the bylaw.
Question on this one. We got a different understanding.
they changed their opinion, then I already have it. Correct, that was what their recommendation was, and PGI had a separate recommendation. I have both recommendations. Okay. Yeah, and they provided a consensus on both. So just for clarification, Alexander Friend, board recorder for the record, regarding the boat canopy discussion, the reason I didn't need anything really from you today is because you guys have already provided me a general consensus of what you would like presented to City Council as your recommendation regarding boat canopies, which it sounds like you just confirmed today is that you would like it to be put to a vote. Okay,
Correct.
confirmed, done.
Can ask
I already had that,
what
yes.
PGI's recommendation was?
Punta Gorda Isles Canal Advisory Committee, their recommendation was not really a recommendation. They didn't really, essentially as a group, it sounds like they have a general consensus that the boat canopy ban should remain. They're open to having further discussion, but they feel that not enough information has been presented from those requesting to have the boat canopy ban removed. They don't feel that enough information has been provided, factual information had been provided for them to be able to make a decision. So their recommendation was to allow the conversation to continue if council wished to entertain it, but that they did not have enough information to make an educated decision.
Do you know if the canopy that they were looking for at the Isles Yacht Club was approved? I thought the canopy
I heard it was.
approved.
I was gonna say, I believe so.
But the variance wasn't approved yet. The
I
variance
don't
to
know anything
build
about
That did go-
beyond the seawall.
That did go before another one of the committees or boards,
Yeah.
and I do believe they approved that,
So they
yes.
approved the canopy over there, but I believe looking at the last city council meeting, I think it ended up being tabled or something, but because the canopy was approved, but construction of something outside or beyond the seawall, the variance wasn't approved or something like that. So I thought that was it. So I was just curious to see if you had any other information than what I viewed online.
I could be incorrect, but I do
I don't
believe
know.
that they did end up voting to approve that.
The canopies, but not, did they approve the variance too? Okay.
The variance was,
To build the,
Right.
it's 200 feet out from the seawall, and the variance says you can't be within 25 feet.
to keep us safe, I'll say that I'll look into that for you and
Okay.
provide you a definite answer.
Okay.
I started to watch that council meeting, but
Yeah.
because I don't actually handle the council meetings, I did not finish it. So
Right.
my recollection of their conversation could be inaccurate, and I would hate to provide you with information that's not correct.
I'm not 100% accurate either, that's why I was asking
Yeah,
if you
I'll
know.
review it and I'll send an email out to
Yeah.
all of you regarding
Right.
what their decision was or what direction they chose to
Because I
take.
know their concern was approving that canopy was going to set a precedence. But the discussion that they had wasn't really on the canopy approval, it was on approving the variance.
Correct,
Yeah.
and
So-
I believe that the conversation moved forward regarding the canopy because it's not for leisure. It's to protect
Right.
their employees that are
Right.
required to be out there.
Yes.
So I thought at the end of that discussion they approved it, but I will look into it and provide you a
You're
definite
probably
answer.
right. Yeah. Okay.
I'll give you the correct information when I get back to the office for sure. I don't want to lead you astray.
Okay.
The bylaws.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay, so some language was provided to you all in this agenda packet regarding the proposed bylaw language. Essentially, when I went back, Jennifer and I kind of had, she felt that you guys were saying one thing, I felt that you guys were saying another, and so she provided a couple different options for language so that you guys could let us know for clarity what the ultimate decision was and consensus as the board. So those first two options, the first one is going to be okay, the first one is a little less formal, so it doesn't really provide as formal of a process for those excused versus unexcused absences. The next one is a little bit more formal with a process established for how to obtain an excused versus unexcused. And then that last one was essentially just moving the absences from 3 to 4.
Okay. I noticed up at the top there, it's already been, I guess, proposed that we have an alternate member.
Yes, and
Yeah,
council wanted that as well.
good. Okay. I'll just tell you what my opinion is. The first two are too cumbersome.
Okay.
The third one where it just says members shall be permitted up to 3 absences in a 12-month period
Yeah.
and be automatically forfeit his position or her position upon a 4th absence. That takes the onus off of any of us to approve or disapprove absences. I think all we need to do is just ask if you're going to be absent, let us know. Let the clerk's office know, let the other board members know. And if we're not going to have a quorum, then we'll postpone it,
Right.
cancel it, whatever.
Letting us know about your absences in advance also gives us an opportunity to reach out to the alternate member once you all have one of
Right.
those to try to get them in place at the dais.
And what are we doing about getting the alternate member at this point?
Well,
Once it's approved, yeah.
Well, City Council is currently visiting the composition of all the boards with an interest in bringing that composition down to 5 members instead of 7 on the 7-member boards with 1 alternate for all of them. I believe language will be drafted and proposed to them for them to review for the revisions on those bylaws. And then they did speak about the absences. Council did have a conversation about it. But at that time, I'm pretty sure the clerk's office just informed them that you guys were already discussing that and that we would have language to present to them once you guys provided us a recommendation.
okay.
Okay. I thought we had recommended having an alternate member. Right?
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the language was drafted based off your recommendations.
What we're really trying to decide is how we're going to handle the extra absence. And in my mind, the easiest thing to do is choice number 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do we have consensus then to move forward with that 3rd paragraph that indicates that the absences will just be moved from 3 to a forfeiture upon your 4th absence?
I think I've heard everybody agree that.
Across the
that's
board?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Then we will get that in front of council as soon as we can. Thank you, gentlemen.
Since we're talking about council,
Almost made it.
I was going to hold this till the end, but since we're talking about council, I looked at the agenda for tomorrow's council meeting, and it does not mention the 2 vacancies that the Burnt Store Isle Canal Advisory Committee is going to have starting in December. So is it too far out to ask to have them put on there?
No, I'm sure we can have them added to the agenda sooner than later.
Okay.
Yep.
And that would be a good time to ask for, an alternate.
Yeah, I'll make, the alternate is a little more complicated because that does require the revision of the bylaws to be
Okay.
formalized and finalized. Your standard kind of maintenance of having the 2 available spots is not quite as formal, so those will just need to be presented to council.
Okay. All righty.
So I will let Sarah know that they didn't make it onto this agenda so we can catch it for the next.
Super. Thanks, Ellen.
No problem.
Okay. Mark, I guess you're back up to talk about materials.
Correct, yeah. Mark Storm, Canal Maintenance Supervisor. Let me get the, scroll down here to the display behind you. Okay. So this PowerPoint is to bring you up to date on revised seawall material study that was conducted 21 from the Taylor Engineering Group and practiced today. So as an update on history, majority of seawalls constructed between 65 and 80. And then you have 91 PGI and 18 in BSI and around that 109 miles overall. And that's seawall cap, not centerline. So that's the hard scale structure there. Okay, so seawall materials methods feasible study. The background was in 21, Taylor Engineering examined various aspects of the city Punta Gorda's canal maintenance program, including design, materials, manufacturing process, construction methods, maintenance, and inspection records. So kind of how the assessment kind of fee came into works. We'll go up. Okay, thank you. From the study, it's determined that generally the city Punta Gorda had a well-planned and comprehensive seawall replacement program. Early on, the study, 9 different types of materials were considered in the seawall. So, I'm gonna have to lean in here to see it. Of the 9, you had the concrete, which was the precast slab, cast in place cap. So it's design and features in there. So type of steel or rebar to use, the mixed design, and then some of its disadvantages and advantages you can read through there. And then you had steel necks, which was a corrugated sheet. We call it a sheet pile, the drive. So that is a different kind of install situation. Very high strength. I mean, it can go through your harder clays and type of layers that you can encounter, but you got a high corrosion factor. You could coat it, but coating, as we all know, gets easily abrasive, scratched, whatever, exposed. So FRP, which is a fiber reinforced polymer, another sheet, so corrugated again, and the looks of it would be an issue. I mean, it's not a nice straight flat surface. You do get the exposure being a polymer. Anything that's kind of plastic related is going to do that. So it does tend to get a little brittle from the UV, and plus the beating of the environment when you got the
Is that what was used on the canal expansion?
canal expansion.
The lock
The,
line.
lock line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They used that.
They used a vinyl
It
PVC
was vinyl?
driven down. Yes, the next one. Sorry, not the polymer. So they drove that sheet down with that, and then it was wasn't nothing poured behind it, but it was a tongue and groove like locked in place.
Yeah.
One, so no pour of like concrete or like it didn't have cavities to fill in. So it was just the panel itself and then backfilled behind it. But it had tie rods and dead men set back and tied to a block, concrete block. So then you have the whaler in front for bumper. Okay, where you got to think of this. This is something different. You're looking behind your residence, so you're going to have a cap. You got to have a cap because you're going to have your sod and surface there and the runoff. So we can't have just a surface without a cap if it's walkable or a step, however you want to say it is. It's a delineation from the grass to your water or canal. So plus it locks in and holds that wall erect or straight up, so we're not getting the flex out of it. So vinyl does have some, the strength, of course, is a corrosive. It's not going to do that, but you still get the creep UV exposure, which it flexes and does that, what I mean. But we're back to a vibrate jetting, so they have to hook up. It's a different type of installation. If you guys notice there at the lock, he had the big old crane out there, and then it was hooked up with the air and just, vibrating it down. Somewhat noisy, but picture that right in your backyard. You're only 30 feet away.
It's a heck of a lot faster though than the
Then
other
the air jetting the water, yes, and then wiggling and trying to get the panel to give up the sand giveaway and set in place. Yes, it does go faster, but you have the noise and then the possibility of us having to jump back into permitting and that because it's a different approach. You got to consider that than what we're permitted currently. True line is that one I talked about earlier. You can backfill, put concrete in, so it has those cavities, and then it kind of helps with strength. But that one too has its weak factors. I mean, definitely good corrosion resistance, but has the UV and creep and flexes. And then you got your aesthetics. I mean, you're gonna see vinyl and then a concrete vinyl. It's kind of like a broken tooth. Take a smile. It's almost Halloween. I had to bring that one out. So you got a pumpkin look there. You go aluminum, and that's corrugated sheet again that they looked at, and just kind of a medium straight, but that's weakens and not good for the environment and the water line. So it has a initial nice view, shiny, but then it's deteriorating underneath. Timber, we all know what wood result out there and deteriorate and what factors it does and hold back. And then segmental block, so just like block walling and that, but then you're messing, that's gonna be time consuming and time of the year in my opinion. Low tides, winter, because where we're gonna put the water to try to get down below the mud line and set those, so,
They don't have a lot of hydraulic strength.
no.
You're getting hydraulic pressure on those.
Unless you
segmented-
drive down deeper,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
you're
then-
just,
yeah.
And you'd have to de-water to set them, right?
De-wa-
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's-
they hadn't done that, but still, they're good as long as you don't have a lot of hydraulic pressure.
mhm. And you got the land side and the home and
You
everything,
can just see
yep.
them, even if they're locked in place, they still
They're gonna push
still
or,
suffer there.
yeah.
Especially in that kind of environment, I wouldn't recommend that at all.
And then, from block, they go to a living shoreline, which that isn't gonna exist in your backyard. It's not in this, unique setup that we have for your canal system and everything, so you got a property delineate there with the canal, your landscape and your home, so, and then you got your boat lift and everything, so.
Just the slope on riprap would put you halfway out into the
Yeah.
canal, right?
Yes,
They have to make it a lot
and we
wider.
know our
Even if
permit
you don't want
limitations
lot
there,
wider,
Yeah, even if you did a one-on-one, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
be so far out.
Yeah.
and back, yeah, you lose your
10 feet
yard.
off the yeah.
So the next slide goes into, based off the Taylor Engineering Review, city's waterfront, the development and design standards, which we went through those even today, updated to 25. The design standards and completion of the alternative analysis, the three alternatives for the city consideration. So went through number one with the modify of the existing MMFX, your low chromium steel rebar. And then improved strength and life expectancy. So it came out of this study to be in that 65 year. And this, get in mind, it's double this. This is 21's cost. We're at 610 right now for an average, 615. So modified the existing design, utilize stainless steel. So stainless steel involved on your rebar. So there's different varieties there. If you go a higher level, because you got your 304, 316, and let's say there's one above that too. 316 is pretty common. 304
309.
is the cheaper version. You're going to get corrosion and
Corrosion,
rust
yeah.
on it, but 316 works a ton better. But that was what this one was estimated. But you got cost up front. And to me, with the design and the mix, yeah, the strength is there and the durability, but is the cost worth it? But 90 years it could possibly get you is the estimate from the study. And then vinyl, it's got a 50-year, but in their study they said 40, and it's because of all the different variety of impact it can take. Can you just scroll down? Touchy little guy.
So Mark, these prices per linear foot, that's from when?
That was at the end of the study, so you're looking at almost, that's 22s or 20, yeah, came out
22,
late
22,
November or 21, I think, when we got these.
So what are the current numbers per linear foot then?
Currently, as of 7/28, when I redid the whole format, when we build a slab, you got the rebar included, you got all your supply and materials and the staffing. So I'm at 612 for a 10-foot panel.
For which option? The stainless
And
or?
still, the steel, the current standard that we're
Current
using with the
standard,
MMFX low chromium steel, and then our grid pattern and our waterfront standard. So design and engineered. So that's where we're at there. Like I said, it's close to double. So
Man,
in just the 3-4 years. Yeah.
that's insane.
So kind of staff recommendation. Oh, sorry. More questions or just get that comparison linear feet? Were you good, Mike?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just for reference, I guess, being a retired civil engineer and dealing with this kind of material for most of my working life,
Concrete.
I was part of a pretty detailed review of Taylor's study at the time, and in my opinion, they do have a good concrete design, and I like the rebar too. I think that's a very good option, the rebar. The only question I had was a little more definition on the cement used in the concrete mix. My recommendation was a type 2. I never did get a response as to whether they're using a type 1 or type 2 cement.
I thought we replied type 2 on that. I've
It
seen
is a
it in my
type two?
news, yeah.
Okay, I missed that. Something
coulda-
on my mark. So if
Gary's
it's-
notes are somewhere, I believe we
Yeah.
did. I know it was a good, like 8, it was last year or something.
Yeah. But that's, to me, type 2 is designed for
The,
this environment,
Mhm.
saltwater environment, where type 1 is not, so. That
exactly.
was my only
Yep.
question, Mark.
Yep. Well, thank you.
Other
I
than
got
that-
that one covered.
Yeah, other than that, I thought y'all, I mean, they had done a good, good job with, we looked at a lot of different things, even the construction and the size of, the panels themselves and different things. I felt like it was a good job. But anyway,
It's come a long ways from the 8-foot panel original in the
Oh, yeah.
60s and
Yeah.
current now doing
Every time
10
you
or
kick that
12 and a
off.
half and
Yeah.
in some instances 14s are going, especially where your bridges are and that. So, and even out at probably the inlets for
Yeah.
the wave action and that additional action they get besides, rip wrapping, of course. Got to get out in front of that. Okay. Well, the last slide here is just from staff recommendation for further evaluation, if there is. I mean, you commented there, but you're more than welcome to talk more after this. But reevaluate current seawall system design, provide update costing, life expectancy based on recommended changes. Reevaluate the stainless steel option. I mean, from the 21 study, provide costing or life expectancy if there is any changes. Another topic is looking at the fiberglass, the FRP, the reinforced polymer for that. That's your rebar in a number 4 or 5 grade. In lieu of steel reinforcement in our seawall panels and caps. So taking the 2 limits on that, costing and life. Evaluate alternative materials in the concrete panels include vinyl panels or any other material, but limit it to 2 options. I mean, if it's the vinyl or that polymer or true line, which is you fill back behind it, add concrete or rock in those voids. And then you can, we have this design in place, but it's MR1, our tipping plate anchor, in lieu of dead men, running a rebar back into a block, and we need that over 20 feet length for those. So these help in the shorter distances, or if you have some impact from landscaping, pool, or other things in the way, the MR drives at a different angle and goes down, and the plate gets turned, kicked out, and pressured. And if I remember right, I think it was 12,000 or it's more PSI it has to resist, so it must result in that.
That was what was used in the widening of the lock, wasn't it? Rather than dead men?
Now that you say that, they did switch to it because we didn't do we couldn't get the ding mix. I forgot, sorry.
Yeah,
they drove that down, turned, and then pressured. Yep. Great. And then provide any cost-effective mix designs, but you comment on that if you think of supplier material availability for concrete. The panels are valued to reevaluate. So questions or comments or additional? So I got to do this with PGI as well, and I get to go in front of council on 22nd, so you're my practice. Stuart?
This is good, Griffin. I'm concerned if we don't have a plan B for our maintenance lot situation, right? My question, I guess, is, would any of these methods provide a substantially less material stockpiling requirements or lighter weight barges or anything like that might mitigate if we do lose the land? Would any of these methods be worth considering down the road as we need to replace the concrete?
So the answer to that right away, definitely a vinyl or that lighter PVC kind of setup would. And it would be driven, air driven, and lighter probably for a less sized barge, push boat and that. But it'd be that option, but if you think about the rebar change that way, you're still got the mass of the concrete, and that whole 10-footer and 12-footer, they're over 4,000 pounds. They're 2 ton plus. 12 and a half is almost 6,000. So we need that crane and barge to help maneuver and set that. But lighter stuff, yeah, I would agree with you. You may be able to maneuver a little better.
Brian Clemens, Public Works, I think the thing we're forgetting, we're thinking about the new panels, but you have to remove all the old panels,
You
so
have to
you
take
still
the
have
old
all
side.
that heavy material to deal with.
There's that. Good point. The old stuff.
And just a little clarification, so you all have probably seen the newspaper articles and such, so that's what kind of driven this to take another look at or consider taking another look at our materials, and we're just looking for a consensus from you all whether we want to take another look and see if we can improve things in some way.
Well, Brian, this is Rick again. If you're asking for my thoughts and comments, obviously I've kind of made my point already. I thought they did a great job back in 22, I guess it was.
March of 21 was when that was
21?
completed, and I don't know how the pricing, I tried to figure out
Yeah.
when exactly did they price
Yeah.
that in that study.
Well, but I don't think we're going to find a more durable panel than what we've got now. I mean, you're talking like the engineered life is what, 65 years now on these panels? So that's over twice what the original panels were. They were 40-year life in some of the original designs that I saw. So they've already done a lot, and to think you're going to get something that's going to last more than 65 years in this environment I think is just not reasonable. Recognizing that the cost is going up, but it's one of these things now. It's never going to go down. So the more years we can get out of these panels, I'm all a fan for that. But anyway, no, personally, I'm very happy with the designs we have now.
Okay.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'd lean on your recommendation and then,
A quick question, what is the rebar size, what are the rebar sizes now?
so we got number 4 and number 5.
All right. So if you were, could you go to a number 6 or number 8, and would that be less expensive than stainless, and how much more likely?
So it goes bigger as the number goes.
Yeah, right, bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
They're eighths, yeah.
So 8 is recommended on a tieback, which hasn't been implemented yet. That was from the study, but there's still epoxy on those, but we're doing the driving of the plate now, so.
Griff, my experiences with stainless rebar is there is creep with stainless.
Yeah.
And most people have gotten away from stainless rebar unless it's a really, really special application because of technical issues with stainless steel.
Can you
sitting-
explain creep?
Creep is movement,
Elongation.
expansion, movement.
Less tensile strength.
Well, it's like plastic. You can put, initially you can put force on it, but over years it will stretch,
Got it.
okay? So, I mean, it's slow, it's progressive, and it never comes back.
Got it.
So, stainless is a lot less strong than steel.
Got it.
And it also does deform over time. So most rebar has been spec'd out of projects that I was involved in the last 20
There you
years.
go. You're good,
For that
man.
reason.
Sorry, that was me, I'm sorry.
So you're asking us for a recommendation? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. From what I'm hearing from the guys that know how to spell rebar, it sounds like sticking with what we have is the way to go.
Yeah.
Do I hear that as well?
If we can find a product as good that is possibly gonna save us money in the long term and still, get us a reasonable amount of years out of it, I think we look into.
Some comments at the dais, guys. Sorry.
So is it low iron going?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You want to ask that question?
No, I just thought you were using epoxy coated rebar. You're not using
No.
epoxy coated rebar, you're just using like low iron content, rust
no.
resistant rebar?
Low carbon chromium resistant,
Okay.
yeah, the MMFX, which
Okay.
is, yeah, it's got the corrosion resistance in
Yeah.
it. It's part of the process of
It's good stuff.
Macon, yes.
I spent a lot of time studying it,
Okay.
so I was very impressed that they found it. That's
Yeah.
something that, it's relatively new in
It is,
construction.
for what I've seen.
Yeah,
SIA, or 9,000 they call it, or something that we have, our product.
but
So it's
So back to what you were saying, Mike.
So,
the Promax 9,000 series, yeah.
in my opinion, if there's another product out there that is more cost effective, still will get us a good life expectancy, I think we ought to take that into consideration as well.
Is that consideration for like a vinyl or the concrete side of?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
If
not an
it's-
expert in any one of the materials, but
Okay,
looking at what they did in the lock expansion with the vinyl, it's pretty impressive, in my opinion, with the vinyl. So,
I think we need more information on cost, and we have a nice comparison sheet here, but, and I think it's good that the staff went through and, you know, listed all these different methods, but do we have a more comprehensive, cost assessment, I guess, is,
the Taylor study went into a lot of
yeah.
cost
Yeah.
analysis at that time on vinyl, fiberglass, concrete, and
wasn't that
sheet
in
piling,
there?
and those kinds of things. And this was a strong recommendation, was to stick with the concrete, reinforced concrete panel,
the buttons?
given the longevity
Oh,
of the material as
It was
well,
on that.
everything else.
Personally, I think we have the concrete stuff dialed in pretty well
Yeah.
too, right? And the fact that you guys are making it,
In the yard.
in the yard is, you know, kind of a unique situation. You know, we could do I guess, a little pilot study and come up with an alternate or two and put it in a section just to see how it holds up. But for the most part, I think you guys have got it nailed,
Yeah.
you know, pretty much getting the most bang for your buck out of concrete for sure. In my view.
You guys all kind of agree with that, or you went?
I think, yeah, I think your current methodology is probably the best way to go at this point.
Right, well, again, Taylor's already reviewed all of that. If you go back and look at the report, they spent a lot of time evaluating those alternatives. And I think that those answers that, to the questions you have been answered in their
Okay.
report.
Yeah, just not.
So just do that, and I think that should satisfy you. As I said, I spent a lot of time working with them and trying to go through everything and, you know, research what they've done. And I like the material selections that we've got right now. It's very durable, it's designed for this, and I think that we've made the improvements over the years. And you're not gonna find anything, there's no vinyl out there you're gonna get a 60-year life on. You're probably not gonna get a 20-year life on. It might be, the initial cost might be cheaper, but it's gonna cost the community a lot more money down the road. And I'm all about how they're spending my money.
Right, sure.
So, I mean, that's the number one thing I look at is, you know, I'm paying for this, and I want to pay as little as possible. And I believe that where we're at right now, that's going to keep our long-term cost to the best possible level.
Yeah.
Excuse me for getting
No,
on
that's
my
right.
soapbox
fine.
here.
No,
Well,
but
you got more thorough knowledge of the situation.
also, if you went with vinyl, let's say you decide to go with vinyl at this point, you start replacing walls as needed with vinyl, how are you tying it into the existing concrete?
You would have to have.
That's my point. I see you've got a transition there,
You'd
so
have to
how
have
does that?
Transition.
Right, how do you tie it in and maintain structural integrity and, you know,
There's an engineering solution.
Not a trivial problem.
well, yeah, there is, but it's
just not.
it's not gonna be ideal. It's probably not, it's gonna start, as they go along and it starts happening more and more, it's gonna start looking like a patchwork kind of a thing. You're gonna go down the canal and be like, okay, you know, concrete, vinyl, concrete, vinyl, you know, so it's, I don't know if that's gonna.
Might look worse than canopies.
Or you're taking like, maybe it's that whole, you know,
Whole section or something.
the whole section in there
Yeah.
to make it all
Right.
resemble the same, yeah. instead of piecemeal. I
That's-
don't, you're,
Right,
that's a
and- and-
decision that
yeah,
I
you're not
wanna,
replacing everything in one time, so
Yeah.
you're gonna, it's gonna look patchworked and,
Yeah.
you know, so, I don't know, I mean, well, the vinyl strength.
Well, what I'm hearing is, let's stick with what we have.
Yes,
You agree with that?
Absolutely.
I think you're probably,
Are you okay
what
with
we
that?
have now is
Stick
probably
with what we
best.
have?
Majority rules.
we
Yeah.
get confirmation.
Yeah. The reason why I asked about the epoxy coated rebar is because I know the tiebacks you're using epoxy coated rebar on.
On that, if we had,
On
if the
that.
tieback can go in, yes, the room and all that.
Right.
They're
Well, yeah,
epoxy
'cause I
coated,
was
yes.
seeing that and I was like, okay.
Yep, that's the only part.
But that's really not in concrete either,
No, it's not concrete, it's in soil.
in soil.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A
yeah,
different
right.
application.
And the only,
Yep.
I mean, where they weld it, obviously, then.
If it gets welded, then it's all wrapped and cured,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And just a little clarification on, so the epoxy coated was what was being used because you can't weld MMFX.
Right.
You change the metallurgy of it if you weld it.
Right, but I saw the epoxy coated rebar and I just was thinking, well, this must be the same rebar they're
Yeah.
putting in the panels because that's the only rebar that was visible at the time. to me.
Gotcha.
So that's why,
It's definitely all the low chrome,
yeah, right.
Now, if I saw that in their slabs, I'd probably jump up and down.
Well,
I'd come running to somebody's office.
I saw that in
In a
the slides when
heartbeat.
they did my seawall in
Yeah.
2022
Yeah.
and I thought,
Yeah.
well, okay, if this is what they're doing, I mean, you know.
yeah. Yeah, when you see it, dirt side, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty.
Okay.
Anything else,
Yeah.
Ian?
Yes?
Okay,
Don't you touch my gavel.
okay.
So you're happy with our recommendation, Mark?
I am, thank you. All right.
All right, that was staff comments, member comments. Start with Griff, you got anything for us?
Nope.
Mike?
I do not.
I'm good.
No,
All right, I got one little thing. Rick and I are coming to the end of our terms, and next meeting will be my last meeting.
Next
And-
meeting?
Yep.
Okay.
And Rick is going to be here in November, and he gets to use the gavel again because I'll be out of the country. But in December, these two seats will be empty.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do, the five of us, is to find our replacements. Okay?
The vacancies will be announced at the September 24th meeting.
Okay, but we can start, you know,
let's
beating the bushes and stuff like that.
The way things move.
Yeah, so let's keep that in mind as you walk around the community and talk to your neighbors and stuff. Say, we're going to have at least two, if not maybe three openings. The third one being an alternate. So if nobody else has anything, meeting's adjourned.
Perfect.
Okay.